Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report for the 29th of April, and starting with the ASX here on the daily chart, we are looking for 5 waves up here of minor degree, so wave 1 and 2 here, and then we're heading up into wave 3 here, then we'll have wave 4 here, and then wave 5 here. So with between wave 2 and wave 3 here, we're looking for 5 waves. We have little 5 waves in here with 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and up for 5 here for the third wave, the fourth wave. And here we're looking for 5 waves between wave 4 and wave 5 here. Wave 1 is quite clear here, and wave 2 is clear. I've got, looking at this in 2 ways coming up through here. Because it's the third wave, it can extend and have an extra sort of, extra impulse wave in the middle of it, so we'll get to that. But in a nutshell, our first target is 6,500 here, and then we should have a wave, larger wave 4 and a wave 5 to the upside here. So a bit of a classic trading levels pattern coming up, so where we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level in 5 waves, and then an A and a B and a C correction here, and then we can move up from here. So really the way to trade this is to trade to this point here, get out, and then re-enter back over here or into this space here. Of course you can trade this little move up through here. It just depends on your time frame, and you can also trade these legs here, but it just depends on how you want to go about things. So anyway, let's go into the intraday and pick up from wave 4 here, this reference point low here. So from here we've got wave 1 here, and we're looking at wave 2. Now, as I mentioned before, this wave 2 here could also be sitting on here. I've got it sitting here because it does appear that we've got 5 waves down here, but I've been lured into that mistake before, so I'll keep an open mind, because we do have 5 waves up here that can be wave 1, an A and a B and a C here for wave, little wave 2 in here. The other way this counts is down here for wave A, and then an A and a B and a C here for wave B, and then down for wave C here. So it could be either way, but we're fortunate that we've got the trading levels, which are where people tend to buy and sell at large numbers. So in this case here, we could look at this in terms of wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then in this case we would look at wave 1 and 2 here and 3 here, nice wave 4 to the side here, and then wave 5 to the upside to make wave 3 here, and then an A, B, C here for wave 4, and then moving up through here further. But we also have to be mindful, as I mentioned, that this wave 2 can be over here, then this would make this wave 1 here and wave 2 here and wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and extension in wave 5. I don't think that's the case, because wave 3 is looking really quite strong here. The other thing that we can do is we can look at different target zones. So we can look at this to here, to that current low there, and we can look at the 161 here, and also the 261 here as a target area as well. The other way to get the length of wave 3 is by taking this here, taking this whole length here, and then if I can move this here, I would put this on the low of wave 2 here, low of wave 2 here, and look at the 161 here, which still takes us up to the 6,500 area through here. So that's really where we're sort of looking for. So even though the wave count's important, and I'm tracking 2 of them, it's a pretty clear sort of pattern that we're chasing to the upside. The other point here too is the classic trading levels pattern that I just drew out on the daily chart here. It's the same that we're going to be going through here. So as I mentioned before, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, some type of correction here, and then moving to the upside. So let's go in and have a look at this here. So this count here is 1 count, and is valid, but when we go to the 1 hour chart, it will be a different count. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're still going to go through the same formation across the 6,400 and up into the 500, here, 6.5. So on the hourly chart here, in this case here, I've got wave 2 sitting here. Like I said, I'm not that happy with that because this does count down here nicely as 5 waves, but I've seen that before in the banking sector, and it is a corrective move. So I just got to be a little bit mindful of and a bit philosophical about things, and that's where money management and the Fibonacci retracements come in, and the trading levels and so on. So in this case here, if we were looking at this here, we'd pick up this little wave 2 in here to the top of wave 3 here, and the 38.2% retracement level is down here a little bit further. So it's quite possible that this wave 4 here could get a little bit uglier. So it's possible that, probably not, but it's possible to come down to this point here. So we've been aware of that before, before we sort of we're talking about this stop loss, keeping the stop way out of the way here. So we'll just keep it out of the way here. We've taken part profit here, and the reason for taking part profit here is to have a wider stop here, so it soaks up some of that risk. So what we're looking for here now is a move up from wave 4 here to wave 5 here, and that can bring us up anywhere really into group 1 here. So group 1 would be the 10, the 20, and the 30 here, and it's possible for it to come higher as well, but yeah, not expecting it to find support on top of 30. So it could go, all the way up to 40, but not develop support. If it develops support on top of number 3 here, then you know that the trend is continuing from that point and will continue up there if it finds support there. But normally the market needs to do a correction at this large number here, the 400, and we would find group 1, 1, 2, and 3, and below that here, I'm not sure what that one's doing in here, 65, 72, and 80. So really this is the natural range for the market to vibrate in. Yes, it can pop down a little bit lower, and it can pop a little bit higher here, but finding support on this one or finding resistance on this one would separate the orders flowing into the market from this number here, and it would dictate the trend would be down from that point and up from that point. So I'll just remove that there, but we know that it's possible that this can move to the 38.2% retracement level. Then all of this would become the A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to this point here. But as far as I can see, that this correction here has done all the right things for it to be a wave 4 correction, and it's about the right size too in compared to wave 2 here. So wave 2 is simple and wave 4 is complex. If this got bigger here, then that's just probably a little bit too big, because as a market grows, well, we use the trading levels up the side here as Fibonacci price ratio, so it moves, everything's expanding on that 6.1.8 ratio. So it's the same with corrections. So this correction technically should be 60% bigger than this one here. So it's big enough. So in this space here, we will probably see this push up into this space here, and then have an A and a B and a C wave that can also come back down to this space here, because it would be, if that was the wave 4 one. If this is the wave 4 one, well, it's actually right down here because we're in an extension in the third wave, but so this one we could use here. So it will probably come back into group 2 here, and if this is the case, this is where we can start buying again and buying over this side here as well. So we've got a little bit to get through here, and we can also buy again too if we get a very solid support on top of 30 here. So our real buying opportunity is from wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C back over to this point here. So yeah, let's have a look at India. So with India here, we've just been trying to work out this particular correction here. Wave fours can get complicated. So the move down through here, we could count it as an A and a B and a C down here, but if I include all the waves, I actually get 5 waves here. So that's why I've called it wave A. I was looking for this to be wave B up here, but it was in 5 waves here. But on the cash market, we could count it in an A and a B and a C wave up here, as I pointed out last time we spoke. So then we're expecting the market to come down to here and then back to here and then down from that point, but it's moved up here further. So I would have to look at this in terms of an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and 5 waves in a C wave here. So basically we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then the third wave would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So what we've got to go through here is a little wave 4 here and a little wave 5 here, and then after that 5 waves here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the C wave here, then we should start moving down from that point. However, if once we've got that reference point high here, then we can use that for a long trade, just in case we're wrong and this market's going to move higher. So we'd need to wait for the reaction from here to come in as wave 4, then a push up into wave 5, which we're not going to chase. And once we've got that reference point high in there, then all we need to do then is wait, because we will see some sort of ABC correction come back, and then we'll see a move to the upside. So we could also take the second high out here too, in that case, because that would confirm that we're actually going higher. Because if this was going down for 1 and back for 2, down for 1 and back for 2 and down here, then this high here would separate that situation and change of trend at that point. So even if we were going long, this, in this sequence here, this would be the safe trade setup from here. And from here we can certainly look at getting to 12,000 here from around the 800 here. So a safe trade at that point. So let's just see how this unwinds here, and we're not going to miss anything. And if you do want to trade to the downside, then we would look at this as, if we looked at this as a bullish scene here, then we'd see this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here on this low. So that means that we could short on this low here, because anything past a 3-wave move here would be bearish at that point. The other point too is that we may not come all the way down to this point here, because this has come up so high here, past the 61.8%. That means that would probably end up with some sort of flat correction down here at this point, not so much down here. So yeah, India's in a bullish situation, but we just need to confirm that. Yeah, they'll probably want to cover that little gap here, I guess. So that's where that high can come in through here. But still, we still got time we need this to unfold and fall into place, so then we can move into that. All right, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.